You know you guys all buy things made out of wood and paper, but you blame us for everything. We cut down trees because people need wood and paper. If you didn't buy the stuff, we wouldn't cut down the trees. We replant the forest afterwards, and we don't kill fish.
Could erosion be causing the death in the fish in the gray area? We're going to look at the side effects that could be happening along the riverbanks in the gray area due to erosion. So what I need you to do is pull out your data sheet from your case files of day 11, and you're going to record your observations. Please make sure that you do your predictions first before you record your detailed observations. Due to the logging in the Great Bay Area, several banks are left with just soil sediment. Could this be causing the death of the fish? We're going to look at the effects that could be possible of happening in the Great Bay Area. On your case files, day 11, would like you to predict of what would happen if about 150 milliliters of rainwater in the Great Bay Area would be poured over on the bank sides that have been clear-cut logged. So now we have about 150 milliliters of rainwater from the Great Bay Area. So be detailed in your observations and record on your data sheet. This initial rainfall. Now we have an additional 150 milliliters of rainwater from the Great Bay Area that is distributed over those riverbanks that have been clear-cut and logged. So again, be very descriptive on your observations and record on your data sheet. Now we're going to look at rainfall on the riverbanks that are still intact with vegetation. So on your data sheet, predict what would happen if about 150 milliliters of rainfall would fall on the riverbanks that still have full vegetation. Okay, I have about 150 milliliters of rainwater from the gray area. I'm going to record what happens if the initial rainfall is distributed over those riverbanks with full vegetation. Be very descriptive in your observations and record in your data sheet. Now I have an additional 150 milliliters of rainwater that was distributed over those riverbanks with full vegetation. Again, be very descriptive in your observations and record in your data sheet. Looking at the water results from rainfall, could erosion be causing the death of the fish in the gray area? This is rainfall with full vegetation on the riverbanks, and this would be the rainfall results of no vegetation on the riverbanks.